Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes. And we are back. We got a good one, man.
I've been on my grind just to live it out. Say what's on your mind just to hear it loud. Everybody knows me, really that's the old me. Going through some changes right here and now.
Yeah.
I've been on my grind just to live it out. Say what's on your mind just to hear it loud. Everybody knows me, really that's the old me. Going
Make sure
through
it's
some
on
changes
silent.
right here and now.
Gotta make sure the phone's on silent. I be getting those phone calls in the middle of in the middle of the show.
Absolutely. I feel that.
Yes, yes, yes. And we are back with another episode of the Dope Individuals Only podcast. I'm Erik, the host, and I'm up here with another dope individual. Please introduce yourself.
What up, y'all? My name is Jake Supreme, CEO of Abstract Music Empire. You already know what it is.
Yes, sir. We're gonna hit you with a
Appreciate you.
yo. I appreciate your time.
Thank you for
Thank you
having
for
me.
getting up here.
Seriously.
Thank you for wanting to be part of the community and
Yes,
shit.
yes.
This is for me. I don't know about for you, but for me, this has been a couple months in the making. You know, after that performance I was at, that you held, you structured and everything for at the Emmaus Theater, man. I was like, this is somebody I gotta get in touch with and I gotta have a conversation with. So
Yeah.
I'm glad we can make this happen,
Yeah,
man.
It's been a long time, and I've been seeing you on social media. This platform is dope Individuals podcast.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying?
sir.
So it's just dope to see that you guys are giving back to the community in that way. As an independent record label owner, it's good to see people coming on the platform as independents and showing their craft. So that's what this game is all about, man.
Facts.
So cheers to you.
Thank you. Man, this is what it's all about, is networking. You know what I'm saying? Nothing, in my opinion, nothing gets done without working together. And then when you look like us, you gotta definitely work together. I don't really come from a place where motherfuckers that look like us work together. You know what I'm saying? So I'm glad we're definitely in a space today where this is even possible, you know what I'm saying? And it's only getting bigger.
Yeah.
It's only getting bigger from here, man. I do want to talk, before we go for all the things that we're going to talk about, I do want to backtrack a little bit back to that day, because that's how I learned about you. How'd you end up becoming the person to kind of put all that shit together at the Emmaus Theater and ultimately host the entire event? Because that was a big event, man. You guys brought out a lot of different artists, nice sized crowd too. You know what I mean? And it was my first opportunity to be treated like an artist. Even though I didn't get to perform that day, it was the first time I felt like one, from the whole way, from the sound check and how you laid it out, and for the remainder of the night.
Yeah.
So how'd you get into that space?
I mean, like this platform, it's a long time. It takes a lot of ironing out details and stuff like that. To keep it simple, I mean, I'm the type of person that, like, if
You got an hour, bro. You ain't got to keep it simple. You can go through the whole shebang. People need to know about what you're doing, man. That's what this is all about, is highlighting you and all your efforts.
Well, I think it comes down to always finding a way, right? So, you got plan A. It's not really no plan B or none of that. It's, how many different ways we can find to get to plan A. So, when I came into, I'm not originally from here.
Where you from?
Originally from Pittsburgh. My family moved out to the Harrisburg area when I was in high school. And then I went to Kutztown University. And then that's kind of where, we started to gain more popularity. When I say we, it was me, Exodus. Both CEOs are Abstract now. Got all my merch on right now.
It's fire too. I fuck with the jersey.
Appreciate you. But when we got together as Manifest HB, which is a hip hop soul group that we're performing at Music Fest this year, and got onto that level, it's like, all right, if they're not going to allow us into these spaces, then we got to kind of create our own opportunities.
Was that something that you realized you were running into, like an issue-wise, as far as you're trying to get into these certain venue spaces and they're like, nah? Like,
yeah, especially, I mean, I think everybody can experience that, especially on an independent level, especially as, minorities, black and brown people doing hip-hop and R&B.
We got a bad rap.
There is kind of like a stigma to that. So getting into some of these more public areas is kind of a challenge sometimes. and trying to break through that is very important. You know, we wanted to, when you are in hip hop, rap, anything like that, you know, I think it's very important to legitimize yourself as an artist and as a brand.
Yeah.
You know, you want to make sure that, you know, I mean, when as a black man, I say I rap, everybody gonna look at me like, okay, you and everybody else. You know what I'm saying? So,
or you play sports.
yeah. So what are you doing to, you know, make yourself, you know, a professional, or make sure that your resume is something that can allow you into these bigger spaces, right?
Yeah.
Or, you know, how do you approach these people? You know what I'm saying? How are you getting into the door? You know, being professional, you know, emailing, you know.
You got a LinkedIn?
Yeah, I got a LinkedIn.
This motherfucker got a LinkedIn.
But
I'm sorry to cut you off.
ahead.
Hold that thought. I went to a podcasting convention last month, and everybody had a LinkedIn. I felt like I was sticking out like a sore thumb. I didn't realize LinkedIn is like you get access to a whole lot of motherfuckers you typically don't through regular social media.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
get you a LinkedIn, man, if you're trying to be.
Funny story about LinkedIn, and I'm probably going to forget about what I was talking about before, but funny story about LinkedIn, and why, you know, LinkedIn can be important is I actually found a connection through LinkedIn that used to go to my college, because you could see, you know, the alumni and stuff like that.
Yeah,
we never went, you know, during the same time. In fact, she's much older than I am, but she, you know, was a entertainment lawyer and stuff like that. And I was trying to look up entertainment lawyers and stuff like that. And she led me to, you know, another connection, which ended up me being involved in this thing called NARP, which is the National Association for Recording Industry Professionals.
Okay.
Which is like it's actually nationwide, and they got chapters in pretty much all the major cities.
Okay.
But that opened up a lot of doors. You know what I'm saying? So
this is shit I've never even heard of.
LinkedIn is it can be a great resource if you know how to connect with people.
Right.
But I think also what's important is being able to articulate your vision to people that can give you opportunities. You know what I'm saying? So
I was gonna say, what's it like when you walk into a place like Emmaus Theater? Emmaus Theater, I've seen it out front, like before they have events. It's real white.
Yeah,
it's real white. I'm gonna call a spade a spade.
Yeah, for sure.
So what are you going in there and articulating your vision? You know what I'm saying?
Shout out to Bobby. I mean, Bobby is the owner of Emmaus Theater.
Shout out to Bobby, man.
You know, I reached out to Bobby kind of during the COVID,
the pandemic.
Okay. And as a movie theater first, you know, that kind of hurt those guys a lot, because, you know, there was a big stigma about movie theaters. You know, having all those people just sitting in the room for a movie is considered, you know, very, very, you know, harmful. You know what I'm saying? So, especially during that time, whatever.
Okay.
But he was trying to find other ways, you know, that you can get people to.
You gotta make some money. You gotta keep the lights on.
That's when we started doing shows over there. You know, we started.
So that wasn't your first.
Oh no. Nothing like this starts the way you know. It takes a while. So, but we've been doing shows there for probably about a year.
That's what's up.
Before a year and a half, or I guess since, like I said, since the COVID era, since, you know.
So you going on 4 years then?
Yeah, I mean,
that shit feel like a year and a half.
I feel like it flies by, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, I will say this. I mean, it doesn't always, you know, sometimes it starts slow. You know, we've had a lot of shows there where, you know, they weren't, you know, the big shows, like, you know, a lot of people remember us, you know, from the last couple shows that we did, but which were really good shows. But, you know, the shows before that, you know, they were still great shows, but a lot of people didn't, you know, there's a lot of people that missed those shows, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But that gave us time to, you know, iron things out, get better, get stronger on the back end, you know what I'm saying? Have more of a plan to get people in, you know? And, you know, it comes also with taking your business seriously. So, I mean, to get to the Emmaus Theater, you know, there's a lot that you kind of have to do.
I was gonna say you're not just walking in. You're not just walking in the door like, hey, I want to throw a show here.
Yeah. Sometimes that's exactly what I do. You know, and
really.
You gotta but you walk in there. You know, you gotta walk in there as a CEO. You know, you don't walk in there as an artist. And I think that sometimes, I mean, I'm an artist too, so I think that's sometimes people kind of get it construed, right? You got to walk in there as a CEO. So I walk in there with my, you know, my blazer on, you know, ready to go.
You don't look like you're ready to perform.
No,
you look like
exactly. So
talk business.
And then, you know, okay, now once you're in the door, you know, and you have that meeting, it's like now you have to make sure that you're ready to articulate what you want to do.
Right.
Right. So that they can understand and get behind that, or at least give you a chance. And so luckily, you know, because there's always has to be a little bit of luck involved. But, you know, Bobby gave me a chance, and he keeps on giving me chances. Like, even when we haven't had the best, you know, turnouts and stuff like that, when, you know, we both, me and him, probably, you know, lost money and stuff like that. He was still, you know, help and work with me. And that's what gets you.
That's the vision you're talking about.
Yeah.
Because it's very easy to jump ship. You're like, I let this kid have three shows here, and the turnouts have not been that great. Like, he could easily just pull the plug on that whole thing, but he believes in you.
Right.
That's what it sounds like.
Exactly. And that's the blessing, you know what I'm saying? And when you you get to the point where you can articulate your vision enough where people can believe in you, that's important. You know, that's why that is important. And, you know, you work and work and work, and eventually you have shows like the ones we had, where you were there. And, you know, everybody comes out, we filling up the spaces, everybody, you know, is happy. You know, the venue gets paid, you know, we don't lose our money. And, you know, artists can now take that experience and
carry it over to the next one
and move forward. So
it definitely, that night definitely made me sit back as an artist and say, I want all the shows that I perform at to be some semblance of what I experienced today. Like, you know what I'm saying? From, you can't sit in the crowd with the crowd. Like, you're the artist tonight. You be backstage with the other artists. I don't want to see y'all coming up and down the main
I mean, they probably don't know really what you really talking about.
Zay was there that night. Twan wasn't, but Zay was there.
I'm talking about they as the viewers.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But, you know, when I conduct the show, you know, I try to, you know, as an artist, but also as CEO, I'm a competitor. Like, I've been in sports all my life. Like, it's like pregame to me. Like, I know what the fuck we're doing. Like, let's go. Like, we're about to get this turned up.
Right.
Where it comes into a different mode. Different show mode. You know what I'm saying? Where we're getting ready for war right now. And you know what I'm saying? If you were behind the stage, you on this side.
Lock the fuck
you know
in.
What I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that type of energy gets artists hype, gets the show right, make sure that they're in line. And it makes it easier for me because when we're doing these shows like this, like, I'm not in artist mode, I'm in CEO mode. And people that know me, you know, and you probably see me that night, it's a completely different switch, kind of like, not personality switch, but it's a different.
You got a different hat on.
You got to move a little bit differently, especially when we, you know, Emmaus Theater is a huge venue. That was a Saturday night, you know what I'm saying? So the thing is, like, as an independent record label owner, or, you know, anybody throwing anything like that, if you understand the industry, I mean, Bobby can play in movies, you know, on Friday and Saturday nights and make his money. So it took a while for him to have the confidence to be like, okay, Jake, let's give you guys a try on a Saturday night. You know what I'm saying?
Right. That's a big slot.
Yeah, absolutely. And like you said, Emmaus Theater, you know, if you look at Emmaus, you know, most people would probably say it's a predominantly white area. How you going to, I mean, I've heard it all before. How you going to get it all? How you going to get people out over there? You know, it's hip hop. How you going to do this? How you going to do that?
White people love hip hop.
You know, white people do love hip hop.
White people love hip hop.
Everybody loves hip hop.
I'm tired of hearing that shit. Rap is worldwide. Hip hop is worldwide. Like, You know what I'm saying? Like, and it goes back, not even just today's artists. Like, you got artists like fucking Wu-Tang. They could still tour the entire fucking world and pull out 100,000 people, damn near 100,000, fill up fucking arenas if they wanted to. You know what I'm saying? So,
no, for real. And to be honest, Emmaus isn't that far from Allentown, Bethlehem, Easton, and everything else. So, what I realized, and also, you know, on my 9 to 5, I do sales. So it's like, you know, you realize people are going to spend money on what they want to spend money on. You know what I'm saying? And
that's a fact.
Eventually, I mean, we get to the point where we're not really, you know, fishing for everybody. It's like the people that will, you know, will come, or the people that come are the people that we want to come.
Yeah.
And
you're like, look, the target market essentially. Correct. Like, who's looking for this shit? We want you here.
And at a certain level, right? Especially from the CEO standpoint, it's like, and the fact that we know we got to make sure that overhead's covered. You know, we're paying for security. I mean, you can't have 300 people at the Emmaus Theater without some type of security team.
Yeah.
So we you know, we pay for a security team as well. You want to make sure all that's covered. So, you know, tickets. I mean, tickets at the door for the show that you were at, I think, were like $30. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And for a lot of places, for a lot of people, you know, that's a lot and stuff like that. But the pre-sales were where we were able to give people discounts, have the artist performing, make money off their ticket sales and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. So that, you know, is what we want people to be excited about, supporting an artist. Go ahead, buy their pre-sale ticket early, support that artist, you know what I'm saying? And then come out. The people that kind of were last minute on the fence, like, oh, should I come? All that stuff. Those are the ones that had to get kind of pay at the door, that 30. But either way, it's like, you know, if you think that paying $25 to $30 for an independent artist, you know, from your city is whack, then I don't want you at the show. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's fine.
Everybody got you got to start somewhere.
Go back to, you know, one of the clubs or whatever. You know, all these places. That's fine. Y'all do that all the weekends, every weekend.
To hear the same fucking songs anyway.
Go over there. You know what I'm saying? Listen to all the mainstream stuff that y'all can listen to every single day. Go over there. That's fine. You know what I'm saying? That's what we're looking for. So
the one thing I don't like is, like, because I know that, you know, being an independent artist, a local artist as well, to some degree, myself, is that people will shit on that. But the moment somebody starts to make a name for themselves, people want to ride coattails. I'm not a fan of that. like I know there's gonna come a day where, like, this show becomes a lot bigger than what it is. And it's like, I remember, I'm gonna remember the fact that, like, motherfuckers wasn't listening to the episodes, and it's not to be shady, but it is to the fact that, like, not everybody can come.
Yeah, I mean, and people will fall in line when it's time to fall in line. Like, eventually they'll realize that the $25 ticket and the $30 ticket was really cheap. You know what I'm saying? Facts. Or just being or watching the show now was some of the best episodes. You know what I'm saying? When it's like, you know, by the time it's oversaturated almost, it's like, all right, now it's like, you know, there's a little bit of a different type of, you know, feel when it comes to that. But I don't know. I mean, you know, you kind of just wait it out, man. Like, they're going to fall in line. And if they don't, you know, that's not what they're exactly. Because at this point, you know, there's really a niche audience for everybody.
Right. There's definitely everybody has a lane.
Yeah.
You just got to find which one you want to drive in.
Yeah, absolutely.
So speaking of lanes, does it ever get complicated being an artist and then being a CEO, like compartmentalizing the work? Because I know, like, I don't want to keep resulting back because we're going to move off this in a minute, but you performed that night as well, correct?
Yeah.
But then you're also coordinating it all.
Yeah.
So at what point does it, like, this shit's exhausting? Like, because I know it gets a lot, because you not only got to prepare, because I know what that's like as an artist, to prepare for something. You want to give a good show. You know what I mean? You want to be prepared for that moment. You don't want to fuck up on the lyrics, stuff like that. But then at the same time, you got 20 artists backstage moving in and out of the building, security to manage, and things of all the, like, how do you compartmentalize that? And is it a tough role to fill?
It's definitely a tough role to fill. But it's, I mean, you're not gonna catch everything, right?
Yeah.
You mean, so, you control what you can control, but you learn from your past experiences. I mean, that's why I have a security team to kind of manage that. And, with these last couple shows, thank God I did have a security team. You know what I'm saying? Even if I didn't, it would have been crazy, But, it is a lot, especially, game day, as I call it, it's it's a lot
Prepared.
to it can be a lot, but I try not to overwhelm myself. So for shows like that, I think I perform one song.
Mm-hmm.
And I usually perform one song to open it up because for some reason, a lot of artists, have an issue with performing
going
first.
first.
Right.
You
So
set the
I try
fucking tone.
So I'm like, all right, what people don't realize is going first is actually sometimes a good thing. A lot of times it's a good thing in the independent realm too, when people don't really know your music, to set that tone.
The people, not only the tone, like of course, there's always a smaller crowd when the doors first open, but the motherfuckers that are there, right as the doors open, they're really there to hear the music.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They might not be there at 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock when you come on, but they're there right in the seats waiting for the show to begin. You know what I mean? And you got an opportunity right then and there. I don't mind going first. I don't mind going second or third. You know what I'm saying? I don't mind going last either, but I definitely am not opposed to going in the top 3 first or whatever.
Yeah. Well, especially like in a showcase setting, or none of my shows are called showcases. We don't do showcases. We do shows.
Why don't you do showcases?
We usually, because I don't like the aura comes with the word showcase.
Does it feel like a competition kind of thing?
Nah, it just feels. I feel like it feels scammy.
Oh, I was gonna say childish.
I don't know, man. I feel like showcase, you just have a bunch of people out there doing trying to fill up time, and it becomes like everybody got 5 minutes, and no one's really there for
the art,
their music, or anybody else's music. They're just there to do
get
their
shit
say their piece and be out.
Yeah,
and I don't like that kind of. As an artist, I never liked that type of environment to do my music. You know what I'm saying? I never liked that type of environment. So I
stick around.
Exactly. So, and I think me being an artist allows me to provide the type of experience I would want as an artist or a headliner, and allow other people to have that and feel that, because I want other people to feel that, because I've been in those situations where I've been at headliners and I've done things in this game as my own, as an artist or as Manifest HB, and it's I want people that haven't had the opportunity to feel that, to be able to understand what it really is like
what
to
that
be
moment
in that
is.
space.
Yeah. I respect that.
Behind the scenes,
I respect that.
And yeah.
Is there a preference between if you had to stop one of the jobs today, is it CEO or artist that you stop?
So because that's because we had to go back to that point. I mean, if you're an artist in this day and age, you have to have a CEO mindset. I feel like that's something.
Don't jump over the question. I know what you mean.
Nah, that's because so that's why I'm saying it took especially in the independent space, bro. No one's gonna do it for you.
I agree.
No one's gonna do this for you, bro. And the sooner y'all get that through your head, no one's gonna find you and sign you. Yeah. No one's gonna do this. No one's gonna do that. It's not, you just got to do it yourself. And the sooner that you figure that out, the better. And so when I say you have to be, the better you'll be as an artist, the sooner it'll all come to you once you get that CEO mindset, is what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Because
I was gonna say, if you want me to adjust it.
I'm sorry, I keep my head, not talk with my hands. It's good.
Now you got me knocking over mine.
I'm good now.
I'm about to go with you.
It's if you sit around and wait, or if you got you have to have some of this.
Yeah.
You me going out to talk to Bobby to get my own show and do it. Anybody could have done that. You know what I'm saying? But people don't do it. I don't know why they don't do it, but there's a lot of things that you got to do, like emails, talking to different people,
I know why a lot of people don't do it.
If you're not going to do it, how you going to get the opportunity to do some of this stuff? You know what I'm saying? And it's I guess eventually it's I guess you call that running your own business, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Then what are you then?
the
All
CEO.
right.
in
So
that
now,
aspect.
so now, let's run the business. You know what I'm saying? And like, if you're serious about the music in that aspect as being a professional, then that's what you kind of have to do in order to become just the artist. You don't get to kick your feet back until you
So you done
got that momentum, and you
Right.
got to get that momentum. And by the time you do, they're gonna be looking at you as the CEO anyway.
See, but at some point you also got to take a step back, like, because what if your fame as an artist grows bigger than your opportunities that you create as a CEO? You know, like the name precedes the man behind the one that's orchestrating these things. You know, all right.
I'm not sure if
put
I
it-
understand the question.
All right, so like we'll use somebody like a Birdman, right? There was a time Birdman
Yeah.
was rocking as an artist, Hot Boys, all that shit. But then he gets to a point where he's just managing things and he's orchestrating things. You
Yeah.
get Wayne and then the whole Young Money, and
Yeah.
now he don't really make music anymore. So
Yeah.
the artist of Birdman
Yeah.
is pretty much non-existent at this point. But the businessman, the CEO, that still reigns supreme. But I think I would imagine that it came to a point where he's like, all right, I'm gonna focus on this opposed to this because this is more lucrative. It's more beneficial for the entire brand,
Yeah.
company as a whole. That's what I'm saying. Is there a preference of like, if you had to choose one, I'm gonna be the artist or I'm gonna be the person behind that's orchestrating the CEO? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I'm just
so-
trying to get you to
no,
pick
I
a
feel
side
that. I feel
to
that.
see what you would say.
So long term, because I feel like that's the answer, right? Long term is the CEO.
CEO.
Like, I'm the CEO of Abstract because I have an LLC. So
Right.
as a black business owner, I'm 29 years old. We're not trying to make this fail. So,
You're only 29 too?
yeah, I'm only 29 years
When your
old.
birthday?
November 4th.
November. Okay, I got you by a couple months.
94.
Yeah. Wait, you're 94. Oh, so you're about to be 30. Okay, so you older than me by a couple months.
Yeah.
All right.
But
That's impressive, man. More to fucking, you know what?
Yeah.
You're getting a round of applause.
oh, thank you.
Yeah, I'm about to give you, hold on, one second. Yeah, give my man a fucking round of applause, bro. Anybody out there doing dope shit, man, I want to be a part of it. I do, especially young niggas like us, man. I know we're getting on the cusp where it's like, can we really consider ourselves young anymore? But I still feel young, man.
Yeah,
You're as young
absolutely.
as you feel.
Absolutely. I think I'm young as I just crack my, Nah.
The mic definitely picked that
yeah,
shit
definitely. I just cracked my.
up. You got kids?
No kids.
No kids.
No kids.
Why not?
Um,
People our age got kids by now.
I know. I mean, I've, for me personally, like financial stability, 2-parent household, those are all things that are very important. So,
I respect that. Did you come from one?
Yeah. So that's kind of like what the thing is. Like, I think that it's important to, especially as a black, especially dark skinned male, that's something I just want to make sure that, I'm able to provide for my kids, especially like, it's hard out here already. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
For me, it's like, if I'm not making, if I can't, provide for myself in a way that I feel is above and beyond to the point where I can provide for a kid, then like I'm not ready for that yet. So, but
I respect that.
in due time,
Patience.
and especially because you said like we're young, man. So,
we got time.
yeah, you know what I'm saying?
we got plenty of time. I don't know about the women our age, but we got.
right.
So before we get into all the festivities, all the dope shit you got coming up in the next week or so, and for the next couple weeks, there was something you said in the conversation we just had, and it was talking about consumerism. So on the questionnaire, you picked culture. So I want to talk about consumer culture for a little bit, because we do live in a day and age of consumerism. You know what I mean? A lot of us are buyers instead of sellers. Where do you think that comes from, man? Because it wasn't always like this, especially as Americans. We, as a country, we weren't really the people. We were the ones who provided and took what we wanted, opposed to constantly buying. But now you can see, all these companies like Amazon, Walmart, your Targets, whatever. So what do you think of consumer culture?
I mean,
especially because you got to sell shit too.
Yeah. I mean, what do I think about it?
Yeah.
It's a necessary evil, I guess.
Okay.
You know, I mean, everybody, we all need things. We all want things. I mean, I think it goes back to the American dream, right? People, all over the world come to America to better themselves, and I think us as Americans, kind of the underlying view is that and you can kind of do anything as long as you put your mind to it, right? That's
Right.
kind of like the underlying view.
Shit, you had a great example. I walked right into Bobby's office, and you know what I'm saying, and we worked some shit out. So
Yeah, I mean, I was just watching, some Amazon Prime, and it was based back in, right after the Jim Crow era.
okay.
It was it's called Them. And it was the first black family that moved into Compton, pretty much. And I kind of thought about it's crazy. What if I had the boundaries that that family had? You know what I'm saying? With that father trying to do better for his family. Bring him into a new nice neighborhood. He was a black engineer. You know what I'm
You
saying?
said in Compton?
Yeah, it was the first.
Damn, they had one nigga move in and everybody.
Yeah, well, that's pretty much. I mean, that's the story of a lot of places in the United States.
Redlining us. You know what I'm saying?
So yeah, but there was talking about the first black family to Compton, and at the time, Compton was very much they were saying no Negro blood should move there and stuff like that. And I was just thinking about
this is new. This is new to me.
Yeah, I mean the show came out in 2021. The second season came out I think in 2023. So they have a second season out, which is not based in the same time period as the last one. But it's I feel like if people before us that had worse situations can make it out, then we should be able to do it too. And I think there's a lot of people that kind of have that idea, that you can make it out here, and there's a lot of avenues to do so.
Right.
So I think that's part of consumerism, always wanting more for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
There's a point where it can become, your biggest downfall for sure. You know what I'm saying?
Spend their last dollar on something.
Right. So, I don't really know. I mean,
when I'm thinking about it, as far as consumerism, we're about to starting tomorrow, we're about to have one of the biggest festivals of the year, especially for this area.
Yeah.
Be running for 10 days. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And it's all about money.
Yeah.
Money. You know what I'm saying? A little corn on the cob with some mayonnaise or whatever the fucking shit they put on that is fucking $14. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's consumerism is definitely a huge part of the American culture.
Right.
I think I don't know. I have the same way. How'd you explain it? How'd you use that expression you used? You said it's a necessary evil.
Yeah, it's
I kind of agree in that aspect. I know in terms of my personal life, my wife spends entirely too much fucking money on Amazon.
Yeah.
But and I think many people do.
Yeah,
but
for sure.
As artists, we definitely do need people to spend money. We needed them to buy merch. We need them to buy songs. We need them to come buy some goddamn tickets to watch us perform.
That's the hardest part about it, bro.
The
hardest part.
As somebody who's selling to the consumer, do you think that, how do I want to word this? Is it challenging to get people to spend their money on someone that isn't necessarily promised,
Yeah, it is. It's hard for people to spend their money, especially in this economy. It's hard for everybody to spend their money, right? I mean, I think that's the hardest part about it all. You got guys doing stuff, just because doing stuff for much less than they would because, they need the money.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And getting as an artist, right? If you want to be a professional artist or as a CEO, how am I going to teach my crew to be able to be profitable in this space, right? I feel like for us, I think one of the best ways to do it is creating events and stuff like that. I think that that's the best way to get community together, get people around you, and get you the best opportunity to sell. But then again, it's just an opportunity, you know?
Right.
So,
There's no guarantee in it.
Yeah, you could do a show, have the merch out there, you know, and nobody gets anything. Some people do, some people don't. But then again, I've seen, you know, there's like my one boy I work with, Eugene. He does photography for different rock groups and stuff like that, and Reverb and all these different places. And
That's fire.
those places,
That's fire.
you know, a lot of those crowds, you know, they're willing and down to spend the $20, or they come expecting to spend the $20 for the T-shirt or the $10 for the hat. And so, you know, and that comes back to, you know, setting the standard for your show.
Okay. And
back to what I talked about. If you're not willing to come to the show to support, you know, my man Erik, then we don't want you here. You know what I'm saying? So I think once you start kind of going with the flow of your audience as, like, you know, an artist, you'll do better. Because I'm still hitting this. Because you know what I'm saying?
You good, bro. You good.
Because, like, if you don't, you know, then you end up worrying about people that probably don't, you know, you don't even want coming to your show. I mean, if you're worrying about people that are trying to get in for free, you know what I'm saying? Because that's what it usually ends up being. Or people trying to, you're worried about your friends or stuff like that that are not willing to pay full price or whatever the case is. Then, like, you know what I'm saying? It's not really, that's not the business you want. You want to be real with yourself. Eventually, I came to the conclusion, you know, you want to be real with yourself. If only 5 people showing up, then understand that's where you're at right now.
Right.
So the next time, try to make it better, you know? And
I love that you said that. Like, if only 5 motherfuckers show up, bro, we gonna rock out with the 6 of us.
Well, but
you know
understand,
what I mean? and
it's
understand
6 people, you know, and don't go parading around acting like it was 600. You know, just you know, you can still say you did a dope, intimate thing with 6 people, and you can still have a cameraman to shoot it and make it dope, so you can still have the footage and all the things that you need. But you know,
don't
just
lie to
understand.
yourself.
Don't lie to yourself. Understand where you're at so that you can progress. Because a lot of people, I feel like, especially in this industry, it's like, okay, you know, you do a showcase. You know, you did a 5-minute set. All these people in the crowd, 90% of them are artists waiting their turn. You know what I'm saying? And then it's kind of like, that's a good thing if you understand that you're there to promote your music. Where it can get tricky, you know, is if you think that, you know, you put all those people out there and now you're going off to the next guys, you know, the next venue saying that you did a sold out show.
Right.
Just understand there's a difference of what's going on here.
Cap.
You know what I'm saying?
Nah, yeah.
Which is like, it all comes down to, and that'll, but the 5 people that came to your show, those are the people that you want to tap into.
Right.
You know, don't disregard those people.
Yeah.
Because those are the people that are going to buy the hats. You know what I'm saying? Like,
those are the people that's going to play you in their car with their friends. They ain't going to press skip because they
so
homies.
you want more of those people to bring their friends. So,
Facts.
you know, I feel like that's part of, and in that, you won't have to stress over the consumerism part or them not trying to buy stuff, because they will once they get there and everybody comes through and that kind of stuff. So I think that as an artist, you know, you want to make sure that you kind of are understanding your fan base, and
being honest
where you're at. You know, if you, like, I can't book an artist to headline at the Emmaus Theater if you can't sell a certain amount of tickets.
That makes perfect sense.
It's 400 and some seats in there. You know what I'm saying? I think 480 seats is how many seats that theater holds. So it's like, you know, we have to be honest with ourselves too. And it's okay if you're on a smaller stage or if you're on a small level, we'll just put you in a smaller room. Yeah. So that so you still get the same effect, and you get a chance to fill it out. And once you conquer that, you get a bigger room, you get a bigger space, you get a bigger stage. And that's how I think that's part of, as abstract, I think the artist development part about that, I think is really dope, where we kind of can help an artist get through that as well. You know what I'm saying?
I fuck with that. I want to talk a little bit about what we got coming up.
Yeah.
Because you got a big opportunity here coming up. So let the people know what's going on this upcoming week.
Yeah, so August 5th, we got Music Fest. We're going to be at
Whoop, whoop.
Plaza Trop. It's going to be Manifest HB, the Manifest HB experience. We're getting, the direct go-ahead from ArtsQuest. So it's exciting, man. Abstract Music Empire presents, Manifest HB, me and Exodus. We're going to have a live band behind us.
Exodus can sing too.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
I remember he went on first or second that night, and I was like, I peeked my head through the side. I'm like, who the fuck is singing?
Yeah.
He's nice, man.
Yeah,
we chopped it
yeah.
up backstage and everything.
Yeah, that's my co-CEO. Exodus, he's a dope singer. We're one half of Manifest HB, to Manifest HB together. HB stands for Highly Blessed. We just make hip hop, R&B, soul.
I thought it was
music.
Handsome Boys.
No.
Nah,
Oh man, we try to do like the GQ look, you know what I'm saying? But hey, it's good hip hop and R&B.
right.
One of the reasons why we've gotten so far with that group is because a lot of our music is clean.
I was gonna say I ain't even hear you. I don't think I heard you curse up here. Like I allow cursing on my platform, and you've been keeping it PG the whole time. So I respect it. I respect it.
I sometimes I do let it fly, whenever. But
I'm not trying to encourage you. Don't worry.
no, it's okay. But
this nigga's a bad influence.
Nah. But you have to understand, part about being marketable,
is the language.
Is making sure that people are comfortable playing your music. So even it was kind of the thing we consciously did so that we can get into bigger spaces.
I do have a question.
Yeah.
I got an argument for that.
Go ahead.
Kind of. If you feel like you have to kind of keep it PG in a way musically so you can get into certain spaces, what do you have to say about like artists as like pop that ass, bitch, hands on your knees, like
she even got the clean version.
niggas.
You know what I'm
I ain't
saying?
never heard it. But
I ain't never heard it either, but she
it's probably
probably
out there.
do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And
they
it's
play it
like,
on the radio.
It's just about having a clean version to your music. At the end of the day, we're grown men, so it's like we go through grown things. I do curse in my music, you know what I'm saying? It's, but what I'm saying is that I don't think it's excessive. And then also it's like you do need to have some records that are it's just you don't as a rapper, we're some of the most rappers are some of the most smartest people, I feel like
especially when it comes to
lyrics
language and yeah.
A lot of us rappers know we don't have to use the word language we use, and there's definitely synonyms that can be used and stuff like that, and different ways to rhyme things, and there's so many different things that you could do. So, I never felt trapped in a box. I just felt like it's a little bit of a challenge. I used to like rap all the time, like whatever. But when I realized like people were starting to listen to my music, I was like, I gotta chill on what I say, gotta watch what I say. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't have any kids, but I have little cousins and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
You want them to be able to rap it too.
Yeah, I have a little brother. You know what I'm saying? He's grown now. So, but at the time when I started making music, he was a lot younger. So, like, I always just try to be a good, a good role model. But then also,
I respect that. I like that.
Also, on the same tip is like we were in college, so like we wanted to make music that us college folk could turn up to. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's like we were the ones that were able to get like I went to Kutztown University, so
I was gonna ask, is there a connection between you and J Capital P?
Yeah, like that's where.
Okay.
So Jay would remember like
shout out to J Capital, man.
Shout out to J Capital P for sure. He would remember, we were out. Me and Exodus were doing talent shows. We were winning talent shows at Kutztown. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like before, at Kutztown is very, very white, primary white institution.
Yeah.
And
Amish country.
A lot of rock bands, a lot of these other, they get a lot of like, they give them those bigger gigs, but hip hop, they're like, we don't want no crazy, pop that ass, all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? So, but we want to make sure that we can still turn up. So we gonna make music so that we could turn up, but they can't say nothing. And that's kind of like, it was like, we gonna get our music played on the big stage, you know what I'm saying, so that we could still turn up. And
I love it. This is where the competition, the sports comes in. We're just like, all right, bet. We got something for that ass.
Yeah. So we can't go nowhere. We won't let us in here. All right, we'll make this shit. And then, you know, the college kids fuck with it. You know, the black people fuck with it. The white people fuck with it. The old people fuck with it. The kids fuck with it. Now we can play ball. And now we can have other artists come in, or we can, you know, we have some songs that, you know, get us in, but then we have other songs that, you know, are a little bit more, you know, reckless, but are still, you know, the things that we could play out and we ain't gonna get in trouble for, you know what I'm saying?
I think diversity in the records is really nice. The first year of Reggae Fest, I opened.
That's dope.
Yeah. Mike Frisetto put me on. I'll give Mike a shout out for that. I'll give you that. But
give yourself an applause on the board.
But yeah, so I opened up. This is like during like COVID and shit. And fuck, I lost what I was about to say after you said give yourself a round of applause. Reggae Fest. Yeah, I opened up. I don't remember. There was a point where I had, it's something in reference to what we were just talking about. I don't know. It'll come back. It'll spin the block.
That's fine.
Some of the other things that you got going on. So we got Music Fest this week, but there's also a couple more shows that you got going on. So plug them. I want the people to know.
So we're getting back into the swing of things as far as the shows go. You know, I kind of took a little bit of I would say a good month. I think July we didn't do any shows. We've been going pretty steady this year as far as like doing at least a show a month. You know,
that's impressive.
Yeah, I mean, it was going, whether it was at the Taste Smokers, whether it was at the Mayor's Theater. We were just trying to kind of keep it going, keep the opportunities rolling. You know,
right.
That's the key.
You never know who's gonna be in the crowd.
Nah,
never know.
You really don't.
Yeah,
you really don't. It's just actually kind of fun to see as things have grown. But the next show that we're gonna do is September 27th, I believe. I just want to make sure I got that date right. But yeah, September 27th, we're gonna have the Breezy Trees show at the Taste Smokers, and that was something that another opportunity that came from. Let me see if I got it. Yeah, it was the 27th. Yep.
So if you're in the area on the 27th, get your ass out here. You said Taste Smokers.
Yeah, the Taste Smokers.
And the food is banging. I actually had them at the Blues and Brews Festival.
Yeah.
Man, that mac and cheese with the brisket. Oh my God.
Shout out to Q over there that owns it. It's
shout out Taste
Smokers. East 3rd Street, Bethlehem, PA on the south side. So yeah, we got the Breezy Tree show. So Breezy Trees is an artist that came out to one of my other events. We had a March Madness tournament style event.
Okay.
At the Taste Smokers.
Okay.
Where I had, me, a couple other judges. J Capital P was there, helping me host that one, and they went head to head in a competition versus style battle, and Breezy Trees took home the crown. Okay. So Breezy Trees, as part of his winnings, is getting the headline this event here at the Taste Smokers, September 27th. So
that's fire.
It's
Congratulations.
Be a dope show. I'm excited. I think there's a lot of people that are excited to see, his music. I know there's a lot of people liking that flyer I just posted. So I think they're excited to see what he got. But it's gonna be dope. You know what I'm saying? Another opportunity, for an artist to really shine. I'm not sure if he's done a headliner before, but I know he's excited and ready to show what he got. And I think it's another opportunity for people that don't get out often to do something different.
Yeah.
I think that what my shows bring is a different kind of vibe to a Friday, Saturday night, Thursday night. You get to go out, have a good time. I mean, we never had no fights or nothing crazy at our shows.
I can attest to the one event that I went to where it was smooth sailing the whole night. You know what I mean? And it's very hard to get a lot of artists in one space and then there not be no conflict because some people are bigger than others. The egos are always present. You know what I'm saying? It's part of being an artist, but everything was cool. Everything was copacetic. All the artists were supportive. Motherfuckers wasn't leaving, like you said, right after their performances, things like that. So I can attest to it.
Yeah. And
I am
what
his witness.
We try to keep it like that, And I think that's the one thing. We always have good vibes. People that come out, enjoy themselves.
Mm-hmm.
The artists, I've heard multiple times, like what you said, like, people that come up to me, they're like, yo, Jake, I actually felt like a real professional artist. You know what I'm saying? From the green room experience, and shout out to the Mayor's Theater because they do a great job at helping me provide that experience for you guys. You know what I'm saying?
There was waters back there and everything.
Yeah, waters, soda, beer, whatever, back there at the green room. And
Facts.
then just trying to keep that level of professionalism between the artists that are backstage and the crowd. I feel like, once again, it's not a showcase. I don't want you out there as an artist, which sometimes it's hard to get the artist to stay backstage. You'd be surprised because a lot of fans don't even think about that. Like, they thinking, the artist, we want to see the artist. Why ain't the artist come back? But a lot of times the artists want to come out there. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, when I go to a concert, do you see Jay-Z chilling, eating popcorn in the fucking...
Unless it's like a BT Awards. No, you never see that shit.
Come on, man. Like, I want to make sure that we establish that level of professionalism.
I fucks with it.
Yeah.
I fucks with it. I really like how like you're like, especially you also have a brand to protect in that moment as well. Where it's like I kind of have to also do these things because if we want to have more opportunities, we got to make sure we got to take care of this space like as if we own this motherfucker. We got to make sure motherfuckers ain't acting crazy. There's no police pulling up, things like that. So I really like the way you conduct it all because not only does it make the artist, gives them that feeling of being an actual artist for the night, but you're also handling business as far as CEO. Like, yo, I'm going to take care of this space. You can trust us. Even though it's a hip-hop show,
right?
All that shit you see on YouTube or TikTok, we're not going to have one of those scenarios here. We're going to conduct ourselves, have some good music, everybody going to fuck home after.
Right.
I like that.
Yeah, man.
I like that.
That's all I'm trying to do. And it is a lot easier said than done.
Oh, it is.
Especially because, like you said, I do wear a lot of hats, but as time goes on, my team on the back end gets bigger and bigger. It's a tight team, but it gets bigger and bigger to be able to help with the the crowd that comes. Because now we're getting, we went from only getting like 30 to 50 people in the Mayor's Theater, which people don't talk about those days. To now we're at between 200 to 250. You know what I'm saying? 200 to 200.
That's a big climb.
So it's a lot better. You know what I'm saying? And that's when people start to turn their heads like, okay, what's going on at the Mayor's Theater for real? You know what I'm saying?
Are the jerseys for sale?
Yeah, we got. Yeah,
you got jerseys for sale?
I don't have any. We'd make them to order for you. Yeah,
I like them.
Yeah, because you can get your customizable name.
I like bro. You got the you got the patch on it. You got the stitch patch. Are the letters stitched as well?
Yeah, it's all stitched.
That shit's fire, bro.
I got the baseball jersey too.
I fucks with it.
Got the hats. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, it's just about legitimizing yourself as an artist, as a brand,
right?
As a label, so that when you do step on a podcast, you can do this. You know what I'm saying?
Show up in your own shit.
You can show up. Man, with all this consumerism, with the prices of everything, man, it's better just to it's almost cheaper and easier to make your own stuff.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? If I could rock my own stuff every single day, like if I had like the formal wear, everything, I would. But
some Michael Jordan shit,
just everything,
everything. So I want to talk about the hill that you picked. Do you remember the hill that you picked?
No.
All right, so I'm bringing in a new segment. It's called Pick a Hill.
Okay.
And it's ultimately the hill you're willing to die on. So do you want me to read your response back to you? Yeah. All right. It wasn't nothing too crazy. It says, there is no other PA-based black-owned indie record label that's doing what we doing right now in the Valley. So
that's a good hill to stand on.
That's a good hill to stand on?
Yeah, I mean, shout out to all the other record labels and independents out here doing it, you know what I'm saying? But I don't think there's any other black-owned independent hip-hop, R&B record label in the Lehigh Valley that has, done what we've done as far as like putting on shows for artists, really I feel like curating something from scratch, like from really not even, like I said, I'm not from here, so you know, I don't have family out here to automatically be my first 5 people to show up to an event.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Or, you know, some classmates from around here, you know, so it's a little bit, I feel like it's a little bit harder, but then I do have a great connection and I've grown a great connection. So, you know, it's just, you know, we're going to keep on doing what we're doing. You know, I mean, I'm not really worried about anybody else, but I just feel like, you know,
Nobody's doing what you're doing at this moment.
nobody's doing what we're doing at this moment.
I respect
mean,
that.
For Music Fest, for example, I mean, me and my team did Music Fest 4 years in a row.
That's big. That's real big.
The first year, we were, I don't know anybody else, but the first year we had the band behind us doing hip hop and R&B. So, you know, I know the second year there was a couple more artists that did that, you know, on the independent scene, you know, on the smaller stages and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And granted, there's a couple dudes that, you know, may have, you know, more streams and stuff like that. But, you know, I don't know if anybody have been able to put, you know, 200 to 250 people, you know, in a room at the Emmaus Theater. I mean, the Emmaus Theater is real seats. Like, it's not it's not like a open floor where it's like, okay, you know, you put every bunch of people in there and you can say you sold it out. It's like you really see who's not there.
Yeah.
And then, you know, we've done other stuff. I mean, we've done a lot of stuff. Like we've been on Lehigh Valley Style magazine, wrote up a great article about us a couple of years ago. We've been on Loud Radio multiple times. We have a great relationship with Pat, you know, and
shout out to Loud Radio, man.
Yeah.
We do a lot of business with them as well.
Yeah, they're good people, and you know, we stay connected. And then like just constantly trying to provide opportunities where artists. I mean, I don't think there's any artist that I've worked with that can say that they've had a bad experience at a show that like they've performed that.
That's big shit, man. Especially being the person that is orchestrating it all. Motherfuckers do bad business.
You know, and I hope I don't shoot myself in the foot by saying that, but you know, I never had any, you know, crazy complaints or anything like that. I mean, you know, I think everybody knows that I try to stay genuine and I try my best to help as much as possible. So we try to provide different, you know, opportunities, you know, as it can. So.
I fucks with it. That's a good hill to die on, especially if it's because it's something that you have verifiable proof. You got receipts for that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, because it's a testament to the work that you guys, not only yourself, but also as a collective have put in. You know what I'm saying? It shit speaks for itself. Like you said, you go to Emmaus Theater, you could see, you know what I mean? Like, is it only going to the 8th row or are we packing that bitch out to the 30th? You know what I'm saying? So that means a lot, man. And 4 years in a row, I didn't know that about Music Fest. Like I said, for you guys who've never been to Music Fest is a huge fucking festival. They take up most of like Bethlehem's like main area on the main strip. It's literally called Main Street. And they take down by the river and across the railway and everything. So, you know what I'm saying? This is a big event to have a tent and do that for 4 years in a row is very, very impressive.
Thank you.
Yeah, man. I gotta give
Appreciate you.
I gotta give the kudos where they at, man. But listen, we coming up on the time.
Yeah.
We coming up on the time. Any final thoughts? Any shout outs you want to give? Anything you want to let the people know that we didn't get to cover?
Well, I'll start with what I want the people to know. First and foremost, you know, Abstract is just about helping the creatives live their dreams. And I think that, you know, tying into what we said earlier, it's important to have the mindset that you can do whatever you put your mind to.
Facts.
And that, you know, you can get the job done.
Facts. You got to believe it first.
Yep. The sooner that you put it on yourself and on your shoulders to do what you got to do, and you know, getting that CEO mindset and take ownership of your music in that kind of way, the sooner you're gonna see the results that you want. As far as like, and you got to decide what you want with this music. Do you want to just do the music because you love to do the music? Do you want to see some type of income? Do you want it to, you know, provide a life for your family? If that's the case, I would say instead of trying to hit a home run, hit a single, hit a double, hit a triple first. You know what I'm saying? Let's try to make $500 a month off our music this month. Let's try to make $1,000 off the music this month. You know what I'm saying? Break it down for yourself so that you can work.
I was going to say, I got a quick question. I'm sorry to cut you off again. Do you goal set? Like, do you write your goals down or anything like that?
Yeah, I do write my goals
You sound
down.
very goal oriented.
I do write my goals down. I do want to get better at it. I'm not like crazy as I probably should be, to be honest, because I do have a lot, but I do have a lot in the bank. But yeah, I do write goals down. Every year I do write it down.
I like that. Like a yearly goal kind of thing.
It's usually yearly.
That's what's up. I fucks with that. Any shout outs? I know I cut you off on your last saying of your piece.
Yeah. Shout out to my girl Anissa. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Exodus, co-CEO of Abstract Music Empire Entertainment. And shout out to everybody that's trying to live their dreams and get to the next level, because, you know, it's hard out here, but we can stay strong. We can do it.
Big facts. Yo, thank you for your time, bro.
You.
Yo,
shout out to the Dope Individuals podcast.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
We're gonna see me up on his show as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're gonna talk it out and iron out the details and shit.
Absolutely. That's gonna be lit.
Yeah, man, it's incredible to see all the things that you're doing.
Thank you, man. Thank you for the platform. Seriously, you're doing great.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Sometimes the numbers don't reflect, but the impact is felt. That's the thing.
Man.
Like I go places, like I'll go to the mall and somebody be like, "Yo, I loved that last episode," and I'll be like, "Damn, that one only had like 8 listens or 20 listens." You know what I mean? But the impact is felt. You know. So thank you. I appreciate it, man. For real.
You're doing the Lord's work for sure. For sure.
Thank you. And I'm excited, man, because I'm gonna be out there a couple times over the next couple days. I'll be out there to watch you.
Okay.
I'll be out there to check out Eric Rose. I'll be out there for the Ludacris and the Black Eyed Peas. So if you see me, make sure you say something. I'm gonna definitely pop by the tent, man. Show some love to y'all and everything y'all doing.
Yeah. One more thing. I almost forgot.
Go ahead.
Manifest HB is dropping a new project very soon.
Okay.
So that's the hip hop soul group that we got with me and Exodus.
Okay.
We're dropping a new project pretty soon. I also got Late Night Remix with my boy Gary Light. That will be dropping soon.
You know
as well.
Gary too?
Yeah, well,
That's
it's
my
crazy.
guy.
I met him at one of the shows that I hosted.
Okay.
And you know,
Was he dancing?
He wasn't dancing.
That
he was
motherfucker could dance his ass off.
Yeah, he was. So I've heard. So we shot a video. Shout out to Illa who shot the video. But that's coming out. And then PA Anthem. I made a song called PA Anthem. You know, I'm from PA, so that's gonna be big. And we're shooting a video. We shot a scene in Pittsburgh already, but we're gonna shoot in Allentown, Philly, and Harrisburg. So
let me know, man. Let me know. I'll definitely pop out for the video.
Yeah.
Come out there, be an extra for the day.
Absolutely. Yeah, we need you in there, man. You part of the community.
Facts,
so,
facts.
Like, we need you
for
to come
sure,
out.
man. For sure. I would love to be a part of it.
Yeah.
But I want to thank everybody. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for listening, man. Shout out to my guy Zay for the pictures. I know you guys see the flashes. Big shout out to Jake Supreme for getting over here, being part of the platform. Big shout out to Twan for showing up, my man. I appreciate it, bro. And thank you guys out there for watching and listening, man. Make sure you shoot for the moon. If you miss, you're still amongst the stars. Peace.
I've been on my grind just to live it out. Say what's on your mind just to hear it loud. Everybody knows me, really that's the old me. Going through some changes right here and now. I've been on my grind just to live it out. Say what's on your mind just to hear it loud. Everybody knows me, really that's the old me. Going through some changes right here and now. Drove on the road that normal people don't take. Full of surprises, there may be no escape. I'm not afraid of the challenges. Just check all the calluses, that's from pulling and grappling. Gotta eat, I've been scavenging. I can never starve, I'm nothing like you. There's way too much money to be made for me to spite you. I hope all of my brothers doing good and make the right moves. You chasing dreams, I'm trying to close the distance like a fight move. The media despise you, I learned that. People fuck with you based on convenience. When you no longer accommodate to their wishes and feelings, everything changes quickly. People stop being mixy. Relationships go from being copacetic down to envy. The reason for my demeanor change. I ain't build the relationships for them to be this way. But instead of me overthinking and trying to fit pieces that never fit, I just took that situation for what it is. And I've been on my grind just to live it out. Say what's on your mind just to hear it loud. Everybody knows me, really that's the old me. Going through some changes right here.